Our next topic is the sense of collective belonging. The sense of collectiveness belonging not only came from the struggle, but there were also variety of cultural processes through which nationalism captured people's imagination. They were stories, folk songs, symbols, and paintings, history and fiction, folklore and songs, popular prints and symbols all played an important role in making the sense of nationalism. When people began to think about unity and the bond of togetherness, the feeling of nationalism developed. So, to give an abstract idea of the nation a concrete form, in the 20th century, the identity of the nation symbolized in a figure or an image. This art was known as allegory. Many countries of the world used the form or art of allegory to motivate their people so that they can interact towards nationalism. In India, in the 20th century, it was portrayed as an image of Bharat Mata. It was first created by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, later included in his novel Anandamath. Vande Mataram, a hymn, was written in 1870s. Moved by the Swadeshi movement, Abindranath Tagore painted his famous image of Bharat Mata. In this painting, Bharat Mata he portrayed as an ascetic figure. She is calm, composed, divine, and spiritual. After that, in sequence, many of the artists portrayed Bharat Mata in different forms as it circulated in the popular prints. At later stage, Bharat Mata, which was acquired at different forms, the painting showed her with lion, which is the symbol of power. Devotion to this mother figure came to be seen as the evidence of one's nationalism. Ideas of nationalism also developed through a movement to revive Indian folklores. In the late 19th century, India nationalists collected folk songs and legends to restore a sense of pride in one's past. They tried to connect the current situation of India with the past. In this series, in the late 19th century in Bengal, Rabindranath Tagore collected ballads, nursery rhymes, and myths. Many of other nationalists began recording folk tales that were sung by bards. For that, they toured in the villages to gather folk songs and the legends. These folk tales, they believed, gave a true image of traditional culture that belonged to Indian history or past, that had been corrupted and damaged by the outsiders, those who retained in India. They especially tried to emphasize over here about the British, those who not only dominated our culture and tradition, but also they damaged our folk tradition, that was the true heritage of Indians. Now, the people believed to make the feelings of nationalism arouse among the people, it was essential to preserve this folk tradition in order to discover one's national identity and to restore a sense of pride in one's past. In Madras, Natasha Shastri published The Folklore of Southern India. Now, to develop the feeling of nationalism, symbols and icons were also used. As the nationalist movement grew, the leaders used various icons and symbols to make the country unified so that all Indians can unify under a single umbrella. They started using flags. During the Swadeshi movement in Bengal, a tricolor flag that consisted of red, green, and yellow colors was designed. It had 8 lotuses representing 8 provinces of British India and a crescent moon that represented Hindu and Muslims. In this way, this flag symbolized the unity and fraternity between the Hindu and Muslims. In the same way, the 8 provinces, which was highlighted as the British dominated areas, was also got the top position in this flag. By 1921, Gandhiji had designed the Swaraj flag, which was little bit different from the previous designed flag. It was again a tricolor that consisted red, green and white colors and had a spinning wheel in the center. This flag tried to represent the Gandhian philosophy and his ideology of self-help. During the non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, most of the protest marches, people carried the flag as it symbolized the unity and integrity of the country, as well as it also shows the spirit of nationalism among the people. The another way to create the feeling of nationalism was through the Indian history. Many of the intellectuals used the art of reconnecting present from the past, and it was done through various ways. By the end of the 19th century, many Indians reinterpreted history, where they look India's great achievements done in the past. The writers began to write about Indian architecture, art, science, mathematics, culture and religion, law and philosophy. British saw Indians as the most backward and primitive, not too capable for governing themselves. So, it was the utmost requirement to show or reveal the Indian history which was bright, which has shown the path to various new achievements. The great achievements done in the past by Indians made the countries of the world capable to glorify the time. As the pre-colonial era was enriched with science and mathematics, religion and culture, law and philosophy, which was a great contribution by the Indians. But unfortunately, this glorious time was followed by the history of decline when India was colonized and the British started governing our country. Somehow, we lost our beautiful identity. All these efforts to unify people were not without problems, as when the people tried to reinterpret the history, they used certain icons which was related to Hindu mythology. This made some of the communities felt aloof. Glorification of the past with images like the image of the Bharat Mata was made again and again many times by many of the artists. This made many communities felt out from the national integration and struggle.